Hi everyone. Okay, so this is an instructional video for ED350 micro teaching A. So as you can see here, my name is Elizabeth Jacob, and this is my student number S for Bologna 922, and I'll be teaching English from this lesson in year 12. The year level is year 12. So I have taken the lesson planning or the topic and the title from the curriculum of Ministry of Education, where in 2020. So the main title, lesson title of this lesson is plot writing, how to write a plot for a short story, and lesson topic is term 2, which is reading. Okay, so before teaching the lesson, I expect the students that they should already have a knowledge about what a plot should look like, as they may have learned from the previous years, maybe in year 11 or year 10, year 9 or 8, about writing a plot. So I also expect the students to be able to cooperate well and discuss together with their friends in class, to share their knowledge, the ideas together, and also the students should also be able to work accordingly with the time given to them. So the materials used for this lesson is a copy of short story for both teachers and students, the teacher and student. So the students and the teacher, we should all have a copy of the short story, short story reading, which is entitled "Beginning of the Tournament" by Witty Ihim Mayara. And both student and teacher should also have the notebook, teacher's notebook and student notebook, where they have to note down important notes. And then students should also have picture papers for where they will be using to work in group to discuss their activities together. So to begin the lesson, firstly I will introduce, or I will greet the students, and when greeting the students I will also ask them if they're doing great, and then if they do so, then we can start the lesson. I will start by recapping from the last lesson what they have taught from the last lesson, and then I will link it or connect it with the lesson that they will be learning this day. So in other words, that is where I will be introducing the lesson, which is how to write a plot for a short story or for any other story. So I will also outline the learning outcome, or the learning objectives. So for the learning outcome, it is to explain the 5 stages of writing a plot, and then I will tell my students that by the end of the lesson they should all be able to understand what the plot writing is, or what the plot is, and then also to identify the 5 main stages of writing a plot, and also to write the plot of the story, which is to be able to write the plot of the story, which is beginning of the tournament. So these are the learning objectives. So for the content of this of the lesson, firstly I will explain the term plot. I will give a general explanation about the template for the students to have a more clear understanding about what a plot is. So then I will discuss, or I will explain, emphasize more on the 5 stages of the plot, which is shown on the chart, on this chart. I will help my students and tell them that to understand or to remember the 5 stages of the plot, they can see it as in the form of the shape of a mountain, where stage 1 comes from the beginning of the climbing a mountain, which is exposition. Stage 2 is the rising action when climbing up the mountain. Then we have stage 3, which is the climax, the top of the mountain. Then we have falling action, which is stage 4, when you come down from the mountains, falling action. Then we have resolution, when you get right down from the mountain. So after explaining these 5 stages, I will be asking my students if they have any questions. Then they can ask about these 5 stages, or if they are not sure about anything, they can ask for clarification. So after that, I will be dividing my students into group work. They will be discussing in groups. So each of them, I've given them this reading, the short story reading. This is short story reading that they have been studying, or they have been going throughout the term. So they are already familiar with the reading. So it won't be a problem for them to write the plot of the story when understanding how to do so. So I will be dividing them into 5 groups. So for each group, they will be discussing each stage of the writing a plot. So by writing or discussing and writing the plot of the story, each group will have to identify each or one stage of the writing a plot and relate it back to the story, which is beginning of the tournament. So that is for their activity. So while they're doing this, I will go around and ask if they still do need help. Then I will help them to answer some of the questions or to clarify the doubts. Okay, so after they have done that, the discussion, there will be enough time for discussion, and after the discussion I will give them some time to do their presentation. I will make sure that all students participate in the presentation. That means all group participate, so each group will have to participate or have to present their work to the class, where all members of the group take part of the presentation, take part during the presentation. So while they're doing the presentation, I will be assessing them according to their the voice, how loud they speak, according to their confidence, how confident they are to stand in front, and then to their eye contact, how they maintain eye contact with the students, and how brave they are to stand in front and to discuss their ideas or share their ideas with their friends. Okay, so that is all for their activities. So after that, I will be summarizing the whole lesson, and I will still add on anything that needs to be added on for their presentation, and just to help them understand more. And then I will also give the students their homework. So as you can see here, this is the question. These are the questions that they will be doing for their homework. They are to read the short story once more, and then to answer the questions that are written on or the questions that are printed out. So that's all for my instructional video. After that I will introduce the new lesson, the next lesson that the students will be doing the next day. So yeah, that's all for my instructional video, and thank you for listening.